Rest in peace to Dwayne Tunstall. Rest in peace to Allison Parker. Rest in peace to Richard Clark. Taken from this world way too soon. Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Deep True Crime. I'm Manny Rodriguez. In today's episode, we are covering the 19-year-old teenager who live streamed partial of their Memphis shooting spree. This is a heartbreaking story, my friends, and this is why I do this channel, because we never know what can go wrong in this crazy world we live in. And my goal is to keep you more aware, a little more updated, a little more careful, hopefully, because though we shouldn't live in fear, we should definitely live alert, because we never know what can go wrong. And my goal by sharing this is I want to put a friendly voice to the victims who were taken from this world way too soon. And hopefully we can all come together to be a little more safer and alert. My friends, if that sounds like the type of content you want to follow, make sure you hit that subscribe. If you get some value, hit that like. Click on the notification bell. That way you get notified whenever I upload content. Now, we're going deep in the story of the 2022 Memphis shooting spree. When this story first broke, it was reported that Ezekiel Kelly killed 4 people. The story has been corrected where there was only 3 victims. There was a young lady that passed away that night, Porteria Wright. It was first reported that she was killed in this killing spree. It has since come out that the 17-year-old was not killed in the shooting spree. She was actually shot by another suspect. Memphis police are still looking for the suspect responsible for her death. Ezekiel Kelly, 19 years old, launched his alleged rampage, which he partially streamed live on Facebook just before 1 a.m. in the morning. And then he would terrorize the city for more than 19 hours, killing 3 people and injuring 3 others. Kelly is known to have a violent criminal record, with police linking him to 8 different incidents, and warned terrified members of the public to stay away from him in a social media post at around 7 p.m. the day of the shooting, September 7th, 2022. The teenager had been jailed in 2021 after pleading guilty to aggravated assault, despite earlier being charged with attempted murder, and was released early from his 3-year sentence. Memphis Mayor Jim Strickland, he slammed the courts for the decision, saying that had he served his full sentence, then 4 of our fellow citizens would still be alive. He was described as being armed and dangerous by police, with Police Chief Cerelyn describing it as a horrific week for the city. Kelly is believed to have started his rampage at around 12:56 a.m., shooting and killing Dwayne Tunstall, who was reportedly a friend of his, in his driveway on Glendale Avenue. Tunstall and Kelly were visiting with friends when Kelly pulled Tunstall aside, drew a black gun, shooting him several times in the head. Several hours after the initial shooting, when he shot his friend, he then started turning the gun on people at random, forcing locals to shelter in their homes. At around 4:38 p.m., he then shoots a man dead as he sat in his car on South Parkway East multiple times, and 2 minutes later fired his gun at a woman near Norris Road and Interstate 240. She was rushed to the hospital with a bullet wound to the leg and was transported to a hospital where she remains in stable condition as of this video. At 6 p.m., crazed Kelly opens fire at an AutoZone store on Jackson Avenue just before 6 p.m., where he started to live stream the horror on Facebook. He walks into the AutoZone and he shoots Rodolfo Berger twice, who remains in critical condition in the hospital waiting on his second surgery at the time of this writing. His daughter, Jenny, posted online, "I love this man so much, my life partner and best friend. If you know me, you know he's my world. No one deserves to go through this. He's out of surgery now and under extreme care. I was able to breathe and calm down. He's needing another surgery in a few days, and I can feel in my heart He is so strong and ready for a journey of healing ahead. I will be with him soon. Kelly could be seen in the footage getting out of his car, walking into the store, and pulling a gun to shoot Berger. The teenager then rants to the camera about no faking, saying, "This SHIT for real," on the live stream, with citizens reporting the footage to police. Officers then issued an alert about Kelly and his vehicle, but shortly after that, he carjacks and shoots a woman at Poplar Avenue and Evergreen Street in an attempt to switch vehicles. The woman was shot dead at 7:23 p.m., with Kelly driving off in her car, a gray Toyota SUV, before officers found another man suffering from gunshot wounds a minute later. He was taken to a hospital in a stable condition. Another woman was found shot dead on West Rains Road at 8:55 p.m. And this is where Corteria Wright was killed and was thought to have died from this Memphis shooting spree. We would later find out that she was not killed in this shooting spree. Instead, video shows a man wearing all black that shot into a white Chevrolet Malibu that was occupied by Corteria Wright, who would later be identified as Corteria McKinney. She died of this separate shooting from the Memphis shooting spree. As Kelly crossed the state line and is accused of committing a second carjacking, police say that he held the driver of the Dodge Challenger up at gunpoint at a gas station in South Haven, Mississippi. The driver of the car was uninjured, and officers embarked upon a high-speed chase on Interstate 55 that ended with Kelly crashing the car. Ezekiel Kelly, he was arrested by authorities on the charges of killing 3 people and injuring 3 others. He appeared in court where the judge informed him that he is likely to face the death penalty for his remorseful act. Ezekiel Kelly, he has been charged with a shooting involving 3 victims in 2020. He allegedly shot 2 people and almost hit a third. Kelly ultimately took a plea deal, admitting only to a felony aggravated assault charge, and was sentenced to 3 years in prison. However, he served only 11 months and he walked free in March of 2022. Court documents, they show that he initially was indicted for attempted first-degree murder in the shooting of LaMarcus Granberry, a gang-related assault of Edward Rogers involving a firearm, and the reckless endangerment of Rotunda Gaston, allegedly putting Rotunda in imminent danger of death or serious bodily injury. The assault was later upgraded to another count of attempted first-degree murder, but Kelly ultimately took a pleaded guilty to the reduced charge of aggravated assault, and so he was released in March 2022, and according to his aunt, worked as an aide in a home for the elderly before Wednesday's chaos. Officers recovered 2 weapons from the car, and footage shows Kelly grinning ear to ear after being put in the back of a police vehicle. Police ordered residents to stay inside with public bus services suspended, and 2 universities were placed on high alert as Kelly's violent rampage continued. His rampage has left Memphis residents reeling from the recent spate of violent crime in the city. A pastor was recently killed in a carjacking in the city, with police searching for missing mother of 2, Eliza Fletcher, before finding her dead body by an abandoned property. Cleotha Abston Henderson, he was charged with murder of the billionaire Harris after violently bundling her into a car. Abston Henderson, he was released early from a felony kidnapping charge in 2020. Had he served a full sentence, he would have remained in prison until 2022. Kelly was previously arrested on charges of attempted first-degree murder, reckless endangerment, using a gun during a felony and aggravated assault in June 2020. In 2021, he pleaded guilty to the lesser charge of aggravated assault for offenses which were committed when he was 17 years old. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison, but was released in March after serving just 11 months of his sentence. It is unclear as to why he was released, but Memphis Mayor Jim Strickland slammed the courts for this decision. He said, if Mr. Kelly served his full 3-year sentence, he would still be in prison today and 4 of our fellow citizens would still be alive. He also urged the public to hold him and other officials to account over violent crime in the city, while saying the police were arresting the same people over and over. Mr. Strickland added, "I welcome being held primarily responsible for lowering violent crime, but I do not have the authority over bond, over state sentencing laws, over rehabilitation of people in prison. I need the public to hold other people accountable because I'm tired of our police officers arresting the same people over and over and over, and those people committing violence. I think the public's fed up with it too, but they need to let their voices be heard to these other institutions that play a role. Call your state legislature. Stay engaged with our judicial system and these judges that pass out these slap of the wrist sentences." During his rampage, Kelly ranted that he would not return to jail on social media, but it is not clear what sparked the shooting spree. During the video, he can be heard saying repeatedly, "We do this SHIT for real," and he was dying today. The teenager can also be heard saying, "Check this SHIT out. I pull up and do this SHIT. What do these NIG say? No faking? No faking. You heard me. This SHIT for real." And he also says, "On my mama. How do you think I'm playing? This SHIT so real, man. I'm killing SHIT for real." He even threatened at one point to shoot it out with police. Kelly's Facebook profile appears to have been deactivated by Facebook after this live stream. The social media company removed Kelly's live video soon after it was posted and was working to remove any copies of the video to stop the footage from spreading on Facebook. The Global Internet Forum to Counter Terrorism, which is an organization that works to prevent extremists from exploiting the internet and digital platforms, also activated its content incident protocol in response to the shooting. In a post on Twitter, Memphis police said, "Alert, armed and dangerous. Be on the lookout for a male black occupying a blue or silver sedan, possibly an Infiniti or Nissan, who is responsible for multiple shootings. We are getting reports that he is recording his actions on Facebook. We do not have a specific location of where he is now. If you have any information of his whereabouts, call 911 immediately. We will provide more information as it becomes available." In another video taken from that broadcast, Kelly's short dreadlocks can be seen as he's driving down the road and says, "It's getting real wild here." And then the sound of automatic gunfire can be heard. Kelly, whose Facebook page shows him flashing guns and money in most posts, posted an eerie message in mid-August saying, "I'm sorry, mama. I know you hate how I live. I know you pray every night. I swear, won't go without a fight." As the shooter terrorized Memphis, public bus service was suspended. Friends and relatives frantically called and texted each other to check on each other's safety. TV stations cut into regular coverage to keep viewers updated. Police received numerous tips from the public during the ordeal, according to Sheriff Davis. The University of Memphis sent a message to students saying a shooting had been reported near the campus. The Memphis Redbirds stopped their home game and pulled the players off the field. Rhodes College, which is about 4 miles from the university, advised students on and off campus to shelter in place. Kelly was arrested about 11 miles from the university and about 12 miles from Rhodes College. Ollie Roberts, acting assistant special agent in charge for the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives in Memphis, said it was too early in the investigation to discuss how the suspect got the guns or guns used in the shooting. Memphis has seen a string of high-profile killings in recent months, including the murder of a pastor during a carjacking, and the abduction and murder last week of billionaire heiress Eliza Fletcher, who was on a pre-dawn run. Memphis City Council Chase Carlisle said on Twitter, "I understand it feels like so much violence and evil to experience in such a short time. We are so much more than this. It's sickening to see this suspect smile in his mugshot after the arrest in the live streamed Memphis shooting spree. After he was arrested while carrying out in a 20-hour shooting spree, well, there you have it, my friends. The story of the Memphis shooting spree done by 19-year-old Ezekiel Kelly. Rest in peace to those 4 young individuals taken from this world way too soon. This guy obviously had some problems. He had some stuff going on. And it's obvious he had some mental health issues because, I mean, this is not normal. This guy showed no remorse in what he was doing. And it's sad that we have people like that. I mean, he had no remorse for what he was doing. He started by shooting someone who was an acquaintance of his, a friend of his. My friends, be safe out there. I look forward to serving you again. Have a great day.